Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It was just this past Thursday that RDU hit 101. Now this Wednesday, we're looking at lows in the upper 50s. I'm tracking the cold front that's bringing that big change coming up.
Flood waters and storm damage after those severe storms passed through the triangle. We will look at what's remaining this morning after that rough weather.
And it'll be another busy travel day as people make their way home from their end of summer trips. What you should expect on the roads as the 3-day weekend wraps up. A lot of you have the day off this morning. Lucky you, we are here to get your Monday morning started, to get your week started. I'm Michelle McConaughey in for an HU.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here, even if we're on that holiday routine.
Yes.
It's all right. We have everything you need to know to get you home safely as well. And Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Those weather headlines, boy, it rolled through here hard last night.
Yeah, for a lot of us, it meant lost sleep. But as you guys were showing some of that video, it meant even worse with some of the flooding. Thankfully, the creeks are starting to go down in the triangle. Scattered storms will linger, especially through midday in areas near and to the south of I-40. But this same front brings a drop in temperatures as we head into the middle of the week. So there's definitely some pros and cons with it. This morning, it's kind of tough to get going. You see some of those showers in southern Wake County. That's around Fuquay, Willow Spring. It's heading toward areas like Wendell and Clayton, right on the Johnston and Wake County line. You also see some of those showers north of Southern Pines, but these are a lot lighter than maybe what we saw out there yesterday. For that, we're thankful. Storm chances are about 50-50 here this morning. Your morning planner getting that cup of coffee going, probably need it. Temperatures in the 70s out there, with highs today making their way into the low to mid 80s. So at least some relief from the heat. Still very humid today. I'm going to show you when that changes and when you can expect morning temperatures in the 50s coming up.
Oh, looking forward to that. Thanks, Chris. And we have the WRAL Breaking News Tracker out on the roads for you this morning. This is a look at the 440 Beltline near Western Boulevard. You can see some rain coming down right now. Not very heavy, but the windshield wipers are going this morning. The roads are going to be very busy today, so definitely give yourself extra time if you plan to travel.
We're looking forward to a calmer weather day today for sure after that severe weather came through last night and left behind some flash flooding. Cars getting stuck in some of the high water on Glenwood Road near Ebenezer Church Road. And at RDU, floodwater collecting outside a terminal where people were trying to get on those shuttles. Flash flooding caused a crash in Raleigh that injured 7 people, 2 of them seriously. Part of Wake Forest Road was blocked off last night as police investigated the crash. It involved 3 cars, a nasty one here as you see. One of the cars was crushed in the front. Airbags were deployed. Police say they responded to several weather-related calls yesterday, including hazards, closures, and crashes.
And today marks the end of a record-breaking summer travel season. Millions of people will be making their way home from their final trips of summer. And WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Cary this morning. And Laura, people who are on the roads today, they'll actually see lower gas prices, and they are expected to stick around. We like the sound of that.
Absolutely. Hey, good morning, Michelle. Listen to this. AAA's morning report shows that gas here in North Carolina has dropped again overnight. The average price sitting at $3.11. So that's 20 cents cheaper than the national average. So a lot of people are going to be happy when they make a stop like at this gas pump here in Cary this morning. Good news for drivers since today is expected to be the busiest day on the roads. Millions of people were on the roads this weekend, getting in one last trip this summer during the long holiday. It's been a record-breaking summer travel season in the skies and on the highways. Gas prices are anywhere from 35 to 40 cents cheaper than they were this time last year. And AAA tells us we could see prices hold steady during the fall.
For the rest of the season, I think it's going to be still busy. We'll see a little bit of a drop off right here after Labor Day. And then as temperatures drop and we get into the winter travel season, I think it's going to be busy as well.
So if you are heading home today, the best advice from AAA is to leave early. The busiest time on the roads will be between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Cary.
This morning, the international airport in Tel Aviv is back open after it was closed for 2 hours. It was a planned closure, part of a nationwide strike calling for the Israeli government to make a deal for the release of hostages held by Hamas. The closure could cause a ripple effect, though, leading to travel disruptions all over the Middle East throughout the week.
Today, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will meet with the U.S. hostage deal negotiating team. And anger is rising in Israel after the discovery of 6 murdered hostages in Gaza, including an American citizen. Hundreds of thousands of people protested across Israel on Sunday after the murdered hostages' bodies were recovered. Israel's largest labor union is vowing a nationwide general strike. The Israel Defense Forces says it found the bodies in an underground tunnel in Gaza. Among them, American citizen Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. Forensic evidence indicates they had been killed less than 3 days before they were discovered. 3 of the hostages were scheduled to be returned in a ceasefire deal. That has sparked fresh anger against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for failing to secure their release.
Covering Wake County, students at St. Augustine's University, they will return to class tomorrow after a delayed start to their semester. First day of fall semester was pushed back by 2 weeks from August 19th to September 3rd. Interim President Marcus Burgess told WRAL the school expects to have about 200 students for the school year, just a fraction, though, of what enrollment was 2 years ago. They had 1,000 kids. The big drop comes as St. Aug faces a series of financial challenges as well as issues with its accreditation.
A man is facing murder charges after police say he shot and killed his girlfriend in Wilson County. Police say they found Haley Barber dead at their home on Camellia Court Saturday night. Officers say Arnold Farrell was still there when they arrived. We spoke with the person who called 911. He did not want to be identified, but he told us that he was coming home from work when he saw the scene.
Why would he do it? I know it can't be Leo. Like, why would he do such a thing? But it never crossed my mind that he would do such a thing. A lot went through my mind, like, was it that bad, Leo, for you to do that to her? I mean, she was a nice girl.
And neighbors say Farrell shot Barber from inside the home through the door. Farrell is being held without bond.
And we know we just gave you a bunch of details there. You actually can go to WRAL.com, but we have this article on our website right there on the homepage. In fact, I do want to show you something this morning we have been monitoring here. The family members of Haley Barber actually started a GoFundMe account. And look at the top right corner there, $6,100 raised within 12 hours. And somebody even dropped $1,000 for a donation there. Now, the description of this, I was looking into it. It doesn't say specifically what that money would be used for in terms of support. But this was listed under the funeral section of GoFundMe, so it would be reasonable that money would be used for that. But this is a memorial, again, a page that was made on the GoFundMe account 12 hours ago and already raising $6,100.
This week, North Carolina will become the first state in the country to send out absentee ballots for the 2024 election. The first ballots will be mailed out Friday. Voter registration deadline for the election is October 11th. In-person early voting starts October 17th and continues through November 2nd. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is October 29th, and Election Day is November 5th.
Vice President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden will spend Labor Day in Pennsylvania co-headlining an event. They will attend Pittsburgh's Labor Day parade and offer some remarks. This is the first time the two have shared a speaking slot since Biden stepped away from his presidential campaign and Harris got the nomination from Democrats. Meanwhile, Harris's vice presidential nominee, Governor Tim Walz, is set to host Labor Day leaders in St. Paul, Minnesota today before traveling to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to deliver remarks at Labor Fest 2024.
Former President Donald Trump will make another stop in North Carolina this week. He'll be in Charlotte Friday to speak at the fall meeting of the Fraternal Order of Police National Board of Trustees. His visit comes as polls show the election between Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris is basically tied in North Carolina.
People visiting a popular beach along the Neuse River for Labor Day will see new warning signs. There have been 4 drownings since May at Raleigh Beach and a number of water rescues. The city recently put up signs in English and Spanish warning people of steep drops and fast currents. There is also a new gate at the beach's front entrance, preventing vehicles from driving down to the water.
Thousands of hotel workers are on the picket line this holiday. Workers from Hyatt, Marriott, and Hilton hotels say they're fighting for higher pay, better staffing, and reduced workloads. The strike is expected to last up to 3 days. They say hotel chains made major cuts to services and staff during the COVID-19 pandemic. But now that travel has rebounded, and workers say hotels are understaffed and they are underpaid. The post office, banks, and government buildings will all be closed today for Labor Day. Some businesses, though, are keeping their doors open. Most Walmart and Target locations will be open today, with store hours varying by location. Clothing stores, including TJ Maxx, Macy's, and JCPenney, will be open during regular hours. Gap and Old Navy hours will vary by location. Costco is closed today.
Time now 6:10 on your Monday morning. A charity that makes sure Wake and Durham students have school clothes is in need of help. How the effects of Tropical Storm Debbie are hampering its efforts.
And a Triangle teen who suffered a traumatic brain injury is on the next stage of treatment. The new rehabilitation he is getting as he works toward recovery.
And this morning, we're tracking this front that's moving through the area. It's bringing some scattered showers to areas south of I-40. But coming up, I'm going to show you the two big changes it brings to our weather as we go beyond Labor Day. It's coming up when we return.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13 on this Labor Day morning. A live look over North Hills. Most of our rain is focused in the southern portion of Wake County right now. Temperatures in the 70s. The dew point still really on the muggy side out there. Not going to be a ton of time to head out to the pool today. You see some cloud cover overhead. Occasionally some scattered showers and rumbles of thunder. But look at how slowly temperatures climb. Gone are the days of the 90s, at least for right now. Highs today are in the low to mid 80s. Tropics heating up. Nothing imminent here in North Carolina, and for that we're thankful. But two systems out in the Caribbean and the open Atlantic with a 40% chance of development. So the tropics heating up. We're cooling down. I'll show you when you can expect temperatures dropping into the 50s. It's coming up in less than 5 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Thousands of school kids in the Triangle who rely on a charity for clothing are left waiting because of the after effects of Tropical Storm Debbie. Raleigh-based Note in the Pocket lost power for weeks after Debbie damaged a transformer, and the power outage forced the charity to cancel volunteer groups. It lost hundreds of hours of manpower because of it, and the power was restored on Thursday, but the charity is now weeks behind in its work.
Clothing that was coming to us was diverted and donated elsewhere. So it's a big lack of clothing donations. We have nothing being processed in the pipeline to get the clothing ready, so it's on the shelves.
And Note in the Pocket has provided clothing for kids in Wake County and Durham schools since 2020. And to learn how you can help, you can find a link on the story on our website, WRAL.com.
Hundreds of people gathered in New York City last night to honor the 6 hostages who were killed in Gaza.
Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
People waved Israeli flags and lit candles. The demonstrators expressed their heartbreak.
I think that October 7th changed history. That's what I think. And I think right now we have over 750 dead IDF boys, not to mention all of the dead people in Gaza. This is a nightmare. This is the worst day in my life, and I'm almost 80 years old.
Many of the people at that vigil say they want a deal between Israel and Hamas that'll bring the remaining hostages home. That includes 7 Americans still being held by Hamas.
And new this morning, Russia targeted Kyiv with a barrage of drones and missiles overnight. That's according to the Ukrainian army. The new attacks come on the first day of school for children across Ukraine.
This all comes a day after at least 30 people were injured in a Russian attack on Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russian forces attacked civilian infrastructure there. Regional authorities say a shopping mall and residential buildings were among the targets.
A Wake Forest teenager who received a traumatic brain injury after falling out of the back of a pickup truck is now getting treatment in Chicago. John Walter's family shared that he is there for rehab at Shirley Ryan Hospital. He was injured just days after graduating high school. In a post on Walter's Caring Bridge site, his father says that the rehab facility has a golf simulator and that John Walter will come back a better golfer than before his accident.
Dental professionals are worried about a TikTok trend that encourages young people to make their own braces. This once dreaded rite of passage is now becoming a trendy fashion look. Videos showing how to buy and apply these fashion braces at home have gotten millions of views on TikTok. This morning on Today, though, an orthodontist shares his concerns about this fad.
What are some of the side effects to moving teeth too quickly or improperly?
One of the most serious side effects of moving teeth too quickly is that you can end up losing your teeth altogether. And it's really important, if people are seeking some type of aesthetic improvement of their teeth, to talk to a dental professional and go over what those options are.
What is it? Another TikTok trend that's bad for you? What? Coming up on Today, the reasons behind this trend and what you should do if your child is doing it. Today airs at 7 o'clock right here on WRAL.
Yeah, just leave it to the professionals. Just go to your dentist. All right, Coco Gauff will not repeat as U.S. Open champion. Gauff lost to fellow American Emma Navarro yesterday in the round of 16. Navarro also beat Gauff to eliminate her from Wimbledon in the same round in July.
All right, take a look at this photo from a WRAL viewer. A car submerged in water yesterday in Falls of Noose Road area in Raleigh. Police urged people yesterday to stay off the roads and to not drive through those flood waters. Not sure if it got there first and the water came after or what the situation was there. But there were some trouble spots yesterday. And Chris Michael's in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with how that is kind of dissipated for us now.
Yeah, thankfully things are much calmer now than they were just less than 12 hours ago. A busy travel weekend continues at RDU. Thankfully, there's no major weather concerns at the moment, but you see some light rain showers, especially as you head farther south toward areas like Garner, Willow Spring, heading toward Wendell and Clayton. A few showers right on the Chatham and Wake County line as you're heading into Apex. Again, a lot of this is very light, very sporadic. Futurecast overdoing the intensity of this, but it's doing a good job with the placement of our showers through midday. Those likely are going to be south of I-40. And believe it or not, as we head deeper into the afternoon and evening when you would expect more storms, we're actually going to see less storms. Got some drier air coming in out of the north and northeast. That's going to make things feel a lot better as we head into tomorrow morning. Already today, we're not going to be dealing with the intense heat. It's pretty much a degree per hour. That's what we're going to be seeing as far as temperatures climbing today. You see highs mostly in the low to maybe middle 80s. So our Futurecast Muggy Meter starts out kind of tropical feeling here as we go through the next little bit. But as we get into tonight and tomorrow morning, things will start to feel more comfortable for us. Durham and Raleigh at 62, Fayetteville 66, Roxborough 59, and then comes Wednesday morning. A little bit more of an early fall feel. South Hill 55 degrees, Southern Pines 58, the Triangle at about 59 degrees, Goldsboro, Clinton, Fayetteville at 61 first thing Wednesday morning. We'll take that. It's a brief taste of fall, but we'll take any taste of it that we can get, especially with how muggy things have been. That's how you get those flooding scenes like we saw yesterday with all that moisture. Unfortunately, we could see that play out again heading into Friday and Saturday. Low pressure is going to dig into the Gulf. We're going to be drinking out of there, and some heavy rain is going to be a possibility as we get closer to Friday and Saturday. But check out the 7-day forecast. I know you're probably busy getting ready for the morning, but one thing that you'll notice, no 90s. All right, how about that? Temperatures in the 80s today. We struggle to get out of the 70s Tuesday through Thursday. Humidity levels stay low tomorrow and Wednesday. They creep back up with those storm chances heading into Saturday, but another drop in temperatures as we get into the latter half of the weekend. I'll take you beyond the 7-day coming up in the next half hour.
I don't mind that struggle either to get out of the 80s. 79 topping out.
Amazing. We're ready for it. Thanks, Chris. Well, more trouble for Boeing, this time in the form of a possible workers' strike when more than 30,000 workers may leave the job and hit the picket line.
And once again, water quality concerns in Paris force the postponement of swimming events. The Paralympic triathlon events happening now, though, after they were paused over the weekend.
And as we head to break, here are your winning lottery numbers. Good luck.
today's What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
This morning in What's Trending, Adele says she is stepping away from music.
Yeah, how about this? The singer made the announcement during a concert in Germany, and she tells fans after the last 10 shows of her Las Vegas residency, she will step away for, quote, an incredibly long time. Fans are speculating she's stepping away to get married to her fiancé, sports agent Rich Paul.
We'll have to see. But she says, listen, I've been building my life and my career, for the past 7 years, and I want to go out and I want to enjoy my life now. I've spent so much time here, and she's enjoyed the last 3 years doing these back-to-back concerts, so she deserves a break.
Well, she had a residency-like stint in Germany as well as Vegas.
Yeah. All right, well, Selena Gomez had a big surprise for some of her young fans. She was in Colorado for a film festival this weekend and spotted a handwritten sign from a high school volleyball team asking her to come to the game. She showed up on Saturday, much to the delight of the players. They wanted her to sing the national anthem.
Yeah, did you see it? It was on the sign there.
Yes.
Please sing the national anthem, and then it gave the game times and where they were. She showed up at Telluride High School and posed for pictures. I'm not sure if she sang the national anthem or not. They didn't have any reports of that or any video of that, so I doubt that happened. But good on her.
Good on her. I saw her. She actually signed somebody's head, their forehead, with a Sharpie. So, yeah. All right. Well, rain prompted organizers to end the African American Cultural Festival in downtown Raleigh early. When the downpour started yesterday afternoon, people ran for cover. Vendors protected their merchandise, and it may have been a wet ending to the festival, but thousands attended the 2-day event.
Yeah, Stone Temple Pilots got postponed at Red Hat last night, too, because of that. Caitlin Clark is not the only WNBA rookie having a record-breaking season. Angel Reese, we've reported this before, but she now holds the league's single-season record for rebounds. She pulled down 19 yesterday for the Chicago Sky in their game against Minnesota Lynx. Reese now has 418 rebounds on the season. She scored 17 points also for her 24th double-double in 32 games this year.
Wow, unstoppable. Well, today marks the end of the summer travel season. This is a live look at a gas station on Kildare Farm Road in Cary. What you should expect at the pump today as people make their way home from the last 3-day weekend of summer.
And it is the unofficial end of summer, and it's going to feel like that here as we go through the next week or so. Coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to take you beyond the 7-day to see if this is a fluke or a trend.
And today, a big party is happening for those UNC students who held up the American flag during protests on campus. Why event organizers aren't willing to share exactly where Flagstock is happening today.